Ko ngā toki mata whāroa te waka, ko rākau manga te maunga, ko ngā puhi te iwi, ko patukeha te hapu. Ko Brent kerihona puki ahitapu ahau. My canoe is ngā toki mata whāroa. My mountain is rākau manga. My tribe is Ngāpuhi. My sub-tribe is Patukeha Hapu. And my name is Brent kerihona puki ahitapu. I actually grew up in Australia. I was born here. I've got to be blunt. The Blue Mountains at that time when I was growing up, there weren't any coloured people up there. My high school had roughly 800 students, and me and my brother were the only coloured students in the whole school. So it was a bit difficult. Children don't care what colour you are and what you look like, and they'll play with you. So all my friends are playing, no problem, and when we got to high school it all changed. I perceived that I was getting treated differently. I was being treated like a Maori, and I sort of rebelled a little bit, and I thought, oh look, I was born here, I grew up here, I'm just like you, but if you're saying I'm different and you're treating me differently, then I'm going to be different. If you're going to treat me like a Maori, then I'll give you Maori. Partly too because I'd grown up here and I'd missed out, like I sort of perceived that I missed out on Māori tanga. Māori tanga is sort of like the opportunity, the experiences of being Maori and going to tangis, which are funerals and maraes and sort of significant things in Māori sort of society. And it was a way I was sort of trying to find something that I didn't have. That was the reason why I went looking for it. I was about 20, 21, and I thought, oh look, I want to get a facial tattoo. You see a lot of Polynesians running around, a lot of Maoris running around, and they've got sort of sleeves and arms done and chest and things like that. And really, it's good that they're proud of our culture and our heritage, and they want to wear it. But for me, it was more, if I'm going to project sort of me being Māori culturally, I don't want it on my arm. I don't want it on my arm where I can cover it up. If I'm going to be Māori, if I want people to know that I am, then it has to be somewhere where they can see it and I can't hide it, and I have to live with that. And when I was 20, I actually only had my lips and then a little bit done underneath. Sort of look closely, you can see some really light tattooing just underneath in some of the gaps here. Māori warriors and chiefs and tohungas. Tohungas like not a witch doctor, like a scholar, a priest, and they actually had it on their face. That was traditionally where we had it. So for me, it was to do it properly, that's where it went. The problem is though, when I was 20 years old, I didn't know my family history, which is a really, really big part of it, because there's only a number of ways you can have it done, or you can validly have it done and be respected. One is through lineage, and that means that you have to know your family history. You have to know, so many sort of generations back, could go back hundreds of years. You need to know what tribes, what sub-tribes, famous chiefs, battles, things like that. If you don't know that, then you've got no right to wear it. That's sort of one aspect of it. The other one is you can earn it, but at 20 years of age, what have you earned? Nothing. My mother's white, she's Australian. She wasn't happy at all. My father wasn't happy, not for the fact that it was, a Māori tattoo. He wasn't happy because I didn't know what I was doing and I shouldn't have had it done, and it wasn't the right way to do it. I didn't sort of follow protocol, and in people's eyes, I didn't deserve to have it. And it was sort of, if you really look at it, it was probably shameful, from him, for his perspective and people looking at him, it was shameful for me to have it. In 2006, I felt that I've been carrying around this tattoo that really doesn't mean anything. There's no significance to it really, and I've got to fix it, and this is not who I am. My Moko is a mixture, partially a warrior, a toa, and that's from being a soldier in the army, an infantry soldier. And then I've got partially it's a tohunga, which is a scholar, and that's because I'm a school teacher. The last part is an ariki or rangatira, and that's a chief, because I've got two lines of my family are actually chiefs' families. It's not a big deal to look like me to the children. Some children will ask, oh, what's that you've got on your face? So one child in kindergarten last year, exact words, mister, what you got that on your face for? And, you know, I mean, it's not, there's no bias. They don't have any perceptions on what it is and what it means. It's just a question on what is it. And I think that's actually really good for me, because what I get to do is sort of to share my cultural knowledge and background and the meaning of what it is and what I do with children when they're young, before they start forming opinions. The good part about that too is that sort of, you know, not only do they get the real meaning of it, but being a teacher, they look at me and it's, okay, we've got a brown teacher with a tattoo on his face. We can trust him. He's fair. He's intelligent. Everyone else trusts him, because if they don't trust him, he wouldn't be here teaching us. And so the thing that they get from having me as a teacher initially, especially when they're younger, is that they break this stereotype of, you know, oh, this guy must be a criminal, or, you know, there's something wrong with him because he's got a tattoo. So I only taught for 12 months, and the last 12 months probably been the best years of my life, or year. So.
Moko,